What's up, World Mobile Nation? Welcome to Dap Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. Welcome to our bi-weekly live streams, breaking down everything going on with the World Mobile Project. As a part of today's stream, we will be keeping this a little bit shorter than normal, but I will be joined by my favorite co-hosts here. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring them up. First and foremost, we've got Clover Notes. Clover, I know you're probably just as tired as I am today. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm tired, but I got my little cup of coffee right here. So I think that should keep me going for today, hopefully. But doing well. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing?
Likewise. I'm good. I'm good. I've actually got my tea from my prior stream with Josh earlier, and I probably need to fix myself another cup here, as again, I am running a little bit low. Next, let's go ahead and bring up Rob. Welcome aboard, man. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm have my Celsius energy drink in the World Mobile mug, and yeah, I'm tired too. But my reason is I stayed up till about 4:30 in the morning playing Lord of the Rings online. The Spring Festival's on right now. It just started, so I'm trying to get my Spring Festival tokens.
I had no idea how much of a hardcore gamer you were, Rob. How long have you been gaming like that, man?
Oh, it's just. I mean, it's a 20-year-old game. It's their 17-year-old game. It's Lord of the Rings, so it's fun. I've been playing it for years though.
Gotcha. Awesome. I mean, I learn new things about the both of you guys here every day. I used to game a little bit. I was more on the Gears of War and Call of Duty. But without any further ado, let's jump into everything World Mobile. I do see just a gal. She's in the room here. We've got Fartbert, the first ever Dap Central moderator. He actually just became a moderator during my last live stream with Josh. So Fartbert, thank you again for tuning in. We've got Freak in the house, and of course, we've got Clover and Rob. Now, like I mentioned, today's live stream will be a little bit shorter than normal. There hasn't been as much there hasn't been as much action, excuse me, within the World Mobile community as there typically is. However, we'll be jumping into WMT Scan. I want to get some updates and some thoughts there from Rob and Clover. There's also been a really awesome event, which I believe has afforded Rob and Cal the ability to have a booth at Rare Evo. So I want to turn over to them to talk a little bit more about that. And then last but not least, there was an interesting post released by Antonio Hernandez, right? So he's dealing with a lot of the technical foundations when it comes to World Mobile, and he's highlighting why the team might be changing their outlook when it comes to the infrastructure or the tech stack being used for Aya. So as always, if you guys do enjoy content like this, please make sure to smash that thumbs up as you're rolling in. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing to Dap Central. If it's your first time seeing Robin Clover and you're not already following them on X, please make sure to do so. Links to their accounts are down below. And last but not least, feel free to comment throughout the entire live stream. If you're watching this as part of the replay and you've got any questions, leave those down below. We will be reviewing those. We've got Beamnode in the house. We've got 51. What's up, man? It's been a while since I've seen you here, but I know that you're deep into the space, so it's good to see you here. We've got SF Sip back to back on both the live streams. I appreciate you tuning in. We've also got Zorshin here as well. All right, guys, let's go. Let's just go ahead and just jump right on into the WMT scan review. As it stands right now, the price of the World Mobile token now trading at 23 cents. I don't know about you guys. I've been watching the USD pair over the past couple of weeks, and it has been in the green. So very positive news there when it comes to the actual price value of WMT. Right now, we've got over 1,400 nodes, 9.3 terabytes of data consumed in the last 24 hours, with 71,000 users utilizing the network in the last 24 hours. Last but not least, network uptime now nearing 700 days. Scrolling down, we've got some of the highest earning Air nodes providing $79, $74, all the way down to about $70. And I want to say this is per month. So extremely positive news here. The network continuing to be as strong as ever following the recent sellout of the 20 Air nodes for Operation Air Node phase number 1 rolling out in Reno. That said, Rob or Cal, Any one of you guys want to jump in here? Any sort of all-time highs, any sort of just expectations when it comes to this? I know that there was a tease not too long ago, which came out by the team with the warehouse in Reno and some infrastructure which appeared to be being rolled in. So what are your guys' thoughts surrounding that and just what the team has been doing here in the last couple of days?
Well, I look at the WMT scan, and there's some things that really stand out to me. I'm a big fan of how they continue to deploy in Zanzibar, which is the test market where they're they have things going on in Kenya, Nigeria. I mean, they're Mozambique. They're all over. They haven't abandoned Zanzibar. It was their initial test market. They're still growing there. They're still trying things out. They're still connecting people. They're getting customers. So the fact that they're still growing there just shows you this this can work anywhere, even if it is not their primary focus at the moment. Because once you get people involved, once you get the system in place, the rollout continues. And as long as there's demand for it, it's going to grow. I love what Emmanuel, the Web3 cat, talks about when you listen to him talk on the spaces and you look at the the revenue. Now on WMT scan right now, this is still just the top 10 in Zanzibar. They have not incorporated Pakistan. They have not incorporated the United States. And so when you look at the the monthly revenue for these, the top one is still showing close to $80 a month. Now this fluctuates sometimes. Sometimes it goes up and down quite a bit, and that could be uh, a number of things. But if you're averaging over the course of a month $80, like Manny says, the average income in Zanzibar, in Zanzibar is about $150 a month. And so for somebody who has the ability to put one of these up and host this thing and maybe even operate it, what they're earning is going to really boost the average income. And so it's great to be able to see money that stays in the location where it's being spent. You're providing jobs, you're providing economic opportunity. And that, I think that's amazing. And when you look at Pakistan, we haven't seen any numbers on Pakistan yet. They're working with WorldCall, which is their partner in Pakistan, and they're in Lahore. They're continuing to deploy. They're hitting different parts of Lahore, the suburbs. You're starting to see that concentration of air nodes kind of spread out a little bit because they're growing and putting them in more places. And what I really like about what's happening in Pakistan is it's a different model than Zanzibar. It's a different model than what we're going to see in the United States. This is from an existing telecoms company. I'm sorry, an internet broadband company that is using this. And so what you might see different numbers than you do in Zanzibar, because the units might be different, the range might be different, what they're connecting might be a little bit different. And these are existing customers. And if you look at it, you think, WorldCall has I think they connect over 3 million people with fiber. And you watch these things slowly roll out. It's really easy to assume, why don't we see bigger numbers yet? They have the customers. Why don't they just hook these things up and call it good? You look at the deployment diary that just came out, and it shows all the additional testing that's going on in these countries where they're working, and they're trying new things out. They're getting the testing, and they're getting the results, and they're figuring out what's going to work. It's not just a straight up plug and play. Hey, here's an outlet. Let's plug this thing in. Now we're going to make money. There's a lot that goes into it, and so that as especially with WorldCall, as they're rolling this out to the customers, it's going to be interesting to see what benefits those customers get, those existing broadband customers that are now using World Mobile Air nodes. So I'm really interested to see that there's just a lot of different opportunities based on the different setups and situations. I think having a broadband company that you are partnering with is going to be a lot different than just having somebody random on the street buying a couple of air nodes and plugging them in because they own a building or something. And so watching these different models and the different economic opportunities that are coming in from the individual level and then the corporate level, that's going to be very, very interesting to see and compare those numbers when they finally have a good handle on what that looks like, so that they can copy and paste that into other locations. So very, very interested to see the growth happening here. You look at the United States, and they still have just the 5, but we know that 20 have sold in Reno through phase 1 or release 1 of Operation Airnode. We know that MAV 100 up in Washington State has mentioned they have 7 or 8 that are going right now, and they're just waiting to get those results back to see what kind of data is being processed through them. And I mean, there is a lot that's being calculated, and when we get these numbers, I think that we're going to be very, very impressed by what we're seeing. And so I'm happy to see these numbers go up on WMT scan, but we know that there's so much. It's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much going on underneath the surface right here, and I just think the opportunities are going to be crazy. And once the stuff actually comes out, and they can put it in a report, and they can show it to partners, and they can show it to prospective investors, I think that the demand is going to be through the roof here, because people are going to realize, what can we do to raise more money? What can we do to lower the cost for our customers? What can we do to get our customers more involved in this as well? And you're going to see the sharing economy just explode on a global scale.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are not already following Rob on Twitter, please make sure to do so. As you guys can see here, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. Really, really solid points that were just made there. And I don't want to take anything away from that. If anything, I want to add what 51 just mentioned, right? Which is, wait until we see the US market heat up. APRU, which I believe is the amount per revenue, the air node revenue is going to be much higher in the US than it is in some of these existing locations, which is an extremely good point, right? So I'm sure the team has some of the preliminary numbers, because again, as you mentioned, we don't have the full picture. Even though we've got 5 visible air nodes in Reno, I believe that there are more, but then I also believe the team actually is monitoring how much they're making from those, right? So that'll be an interesting piece to begin to get a look at once those do come out. Now, right now, we are getting an influx of additional viewers, of course, because of the bull market. So I do want to just quickly again reiterate that if it's your first time stopping by here, this channel does focus on everything Cardano, with World Mobile being one of the leading DePIN projects that is not just Cardano centric, but is blockchain agnostic that we do cover here. So right now we've got over 170 viewers watching via X and about 50 coming in here from YouTube. So if it's your first time, again, consider subscribing to the channel. I do also want to extend a hand to 51. I know that, typically you don't show your face. If you don't want to show your face, that is completely fine. But I think that you bring a lot of value into the WMT conversation. We've had Rick Middleton on here before. So if you do want to join us for one of these live streams moving forward, 51, feel free to reach out to Rob or Clover, and we'll make sure to get that done. Interesting comment rolling in here from Lord. Just saw an interview with Josh about Minutes Network, and the implementation with World Mobile will be head turning. I have not seen that interview. If you could drop that for us here in the chat, Lord, that would be great. That would probably be something that I can watch here following this live stream. But I think that would be extremely helpful to kind of get a better understanding of how both of those two protocols will intertwine and interact and support each other moving forward. 51, also following up and clarifying the APRU, average revenue per user. Okay, perfect. I appreciate that there. We've got, let's see here, Sebastian Calderon tuning in, just buying some more WMT. Keep stacking those bags. All right, Clover Nodes, you've been a little bit quiet there, man. How are you doing today, man?
Let me just unmute myself real quick. I'm good. Just enjoying the conversation, really. I also speak with 50 often, so I would love to see him join one of these live streams as well. I think he has a lot of value and a lot of understanding of this whole sharing economy and what it can do. So it'd be cool to bring him on board and hear him speak a little bit on it. It's funny that you guys still use the WMT scan. I'm so used to the new Explorer that's being built out on the Airnode website that I just go straight there now. I know, I understand it doesn't give you like the whole picture and every single like aspect as far as like Airnode revenues in Zanzibar and all of that. But I still kind of like to shift to that because that will be the new Explorer that everyone is going to be using. WMT scan's gonna go down eventually, and we're all gonna be using the Explorer. But Yeah, just wanted to add, I saw that someone mentioned the Denver event that World Mobile put up, and that was a really cool experience for me. Someone in the comments posted that. That was the first time that World Mobile introduced their eSIM, and I do remember everyone roaming on top of the World Mobile network in Denver. So that was a pretty cool special experience. But back to the WMT scan, the numbers are just increasing week by week. We're seeing air nodes being installed every single week. This week we saw, I believe it was, what was it, 5 air nodes in Pakistan and 9 in Zanzibar, I believe. That's like 14 new air nodes basically. But we still haven't seen anything yet. Like we haven't seen what people earn in Pakistan from actually that company that World Mobile has partnered with. We haven't seen any of those earnings from all the air nodes. We haven't seen what people are bringing and how many users we have utilizing the eSIMs that World Mobile is offering. We haven't seen any numbers from the Aerostat in Mozambique as well. I know people always talk about the USA numbers as well, the ARPU that 50 just mentioned as well. I've done a little bit of research, which is really interesting, of how much data is being used on the monthly from a user in the United States, and I think it ranges anywhere from like 50 to 30 gigabytes per month. So that in itself right there, it's a pretty big number, and I think once we start seeing these numbers coming online on the new Explorer, like things are really gonna start speaking for themselves. So yeah, definitely excited to see where things are gonna start going, and I think the next month it's gonna be very, very interesting for World Mobile. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of fun things coming out, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, nice tidbit there. Sometimes I tend to forget we focus so much on the air nodes and the earth nodes that I forget to include the aerostats. Right, we haven't gotten anything when it comes to how much data is being processed, how it's actually been operating, et cetera. I know that there was a deep dive talking about how they function, how they operate, how they tether them, et cetera. And that was released a while back, but we haven't received any sort of solid metrics surrounding what it's actually been able to process since its launch about 2 months now, right, in Mozambique. So I'd be interested to see exactly how that's been going. Now, we've got a couple of questions. How much money does WMT make per active user daily? I am definitely not qualified to answer that one. I'm not sure if Rob or Clover are 50. If you understand that, or if you are able to, feel free to leave a comment down below surrounding that. We've got a question coming in from Doug Nasty, who was here on my prior live stream as well. Thank you for tuning back in. Rob, where can I buy that t-shirt at? You want to give him a heads up?
So this is a shirt that we made for Rare Evo last year, 2023. The Earth Road Alliance, we did our first really big meetup. We had about, I think, 35 people that came to Rare Evo and joined us for the World Mobile Earth Road Alliance meetup. So this here, this is a shirt that Cal and I paid for. We got made up. We gave it to. We basically gave a shirt to everyone who used our code to buy their ticket for Rare Evo. And then we had a few extras that we gave out to Earth Node Alliance or Earth Node operators, Earth Node Alliance members at the actual meetup. So I think we have one extra right now. It's an adult small that was meant for Cal's wife, but apparently he told me that she has too much clothes and he doesn't want another thing taking up space in his house. So but we're that actually that's a good segue to if you want to talk about Rare Evo there. But we are going to be doing something at Rare Evo this year, 2024, in Las Vegas in August. And Cal and I we're going to talk about, do we get some more merch made up? Do we do something really cool? We've been pushing for a while to have an even bigger group with World Mobile at Rare. We had such a great time last year. And for those that don't know, the Earth Node Alliance started at Rare Evo 2 years ago. in 2022. It was Theo and Cal and myself and a couple other guys that got together, and so we need to do something to bring the community together on a kind of a regular basis. So we started the Earth Node Alliance, and we started doing Twitter Spaces, and it's grown and it's grown. And so we had our first meetup in 2022. There's 13 Earth Node operators that were there. Last year, we did a bigger meetup. We had a bunch of the World Mobile community, not just Earth Node operators, but token holders and people that were interested. And it's grown and it's grown. And so we talked about we want to do something even bigger in 2024. And as we're trying to decide how this is going to work, we're planning. This is in August right now that this is going to happen, but we're already planning like the meetup dates, times, locations in Vegas. We want to do something every day. And then we saw on X that Rare Evo got some Catalyst funds that allowed them to want to give back to the community. And so they said, hey, we're going to give a few booths away. And so basically we got in this posting competition on X, and we got everyone to start posting, and we won. Just yesterday they announced that we won a free booth. This is a $4,000 booth, but we won a booth on the show floor at Rare Evo. And so rather than trying to do meetups every day, after the thing's over, we're going to have a booth on the floor where the World Mobile community is going to be able to come together and hang out in the middle of the convention. And it's just going to be awesome. We're going to have members of the World Mobile team that are going to be there, and we're just going to have this big party. We're going to take over Rare. That's the goal. But we're going to do things for the booth. Hopefully have some merch and have some other things to either hand out or to give away. And fortunately, we have several months to plan this. But one thing that will help make this happen a lot easier is if when you buy your tickets to Rare Evo, you at checkout use the code EARTH. If you use EARTH at checkout, you'll save 5%, but it also notifies them, hey, the Earth Node Alliance, the World Mobile community, these people are coming because of them. And that makes them want to do more for us, maybe give us some more funds or give us some more space, or there's different things that they will do knowing that we're bringing the people in. Makes us look a lot better. So I'd ask that, if you want to be a part of this and you're going to Vegas, use our code and come hang out with us, and we love it. But as far as shirts go, like I said, there was my shirt manufacturer. They have everything still too, so we could make more. We could do another run if we wanted to, but these were a special edition for Rare Evo 2023.
I believe I still have mine, so I'm going to make sure to take care of that. I do want to say congrats to you and Cal, of course, right, for winning that booth. I know exactly where I'm going to be spending my time when I see you guys there in Colorado. Oh no, it's Vegas this year. Sorry. But I'm excited to see that has actually come through. I know there's a lot of competition with other people looking to earn that booth, and I'm happy that you guys are able to do that again. The WMT community really showing up and supporting. Let's take a couple of questions here. We have Lord confirming where he saw the interview. Looks like that was done on Digital Asset News or Dan's channel, so I'll make sure to go ahead and check that out. I believe that Don also left a link to that down in the replay, so thank you both for that. I will be again reviewing that following this interview or following this stream. We've got Sebastian asking, is there a monthly call for this month? I haven't seen an announcement. I know they've been pretty steady in hosting those every month, and it's typically like towards the end of the month. So I would say keep your eye out on the official Twitter. If there will be one, that'll be the first place that they're going to make that announcement, as well as their Discord if you're not already in there. Question coming in here from Fart Moderator. What does the Spectrum licensing look like in the US? Is that what excuse me? Is that why rollouts are region specific? I'm not sure I can take this one. Rob or Clover, you guys feel comfortable taking this one here?
Oh, license for and that's for and
Are you hearing him at all?
it's basically for
It's his internet. Clover, it sounds like your internet might be breaking down. Let's keep the conversation rolling. We will come back to you as soon as you're good there on that end. So just give us heads up when you're good. All right. I believe the next thing that we wanted to jump into, and again, today's stream will be a little bit shorter than normals, is a post. Okay. Oh, looks like Clover might be back.
I
Okay.
am back. Can you guys hear me better?
You sound so much better. Did you want to go ahead and try
Come
to
on,
answer that?
Verizon. I need that. I need that World Mobile broadband, man. You know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on it so I can change. I can change my internet connection. But I was saying that the Spectrum license is for 4 states at the moment: Utah, Nevada, and parts of North California and New Mexico, and that's for band 71 right now. So, from my understanding, World Mobile is currently trying to expand this licensing to a lot of other states. There are negotiations right now, but for now, that's where the licensing is for, and that's the four different states.
Thank you for that. Hopefully that answers your question there, Fart. All right, we do have Manny in the house, community manager, who did confirm that there will be a monthly call of this month. So, Manny, thank you for dropping by. I know you're not able to join us this week, but I believe we're going to try to get you on here, if not for the next stream, then the following. Let's jump into what I believe will be our last topic, which was an interesting piece of commentary coming in from Vanessa Harris and then Antonio Hernandez. So this chart here is basically breaking down the daily active users, or the DAUs, among some of the top networks, with World Mobile continuing to climb the ranks here, right? So we're now in 4th place with over 600,000 daily active users. And Vanessa Harris, who has been somewhat critical of Cardano in times past, basically responds saying, if I understand correctly, the token is a Cardano native token in reference to WMT, but all the network transactions run and are deployed on a Cosmos-based sidechain. What transactions actually require bridging back over into Cardano? Now, Antonio, the CTO with the technical background, basically chimes in here. And just for reference, this is quite a long thread here, but I wanted to just touch on one of the most important pieces here, in which he states, as you rightly say, we've been working hard to build Aya using the Cosmos SDK. However, we're pivoting due to scalability concerns, seeking a framework that allows us to integrate a consensus protocol that supports our ambitious goals. We'll soon discuss this transition with our Earth node operators, sharing our reasons and the potential of our new technology stack. So it seems like there will be some sort of tech stack update coming very soon. And I maybe just want to turn it over to Rob and Cal, because you guys are World Mobile ambassadors. Is there anything that you guys are allowed to share with us when it comes to the potential tech stack? But then what are your guys' thoughts surrounding Vanessa's question? Is that a valid question? And then what are maybe your just general opinions surrounding the shift away from the Cosmos SDK?
I think she has a valid point. What I don't think she might not understand is that Cardano sidechains can run on different tech stacks. So you can have a EVM based sidechain, and you can have a Cosmos SDK based sidechain as well. And it's interesting to see where Aya is going to pivot. From my understanding, that Aya is going to be a layer 1, and we as ambassadors don't have any more information than everyone else does, unfortunately. We're also Earth node operators, so we're waiting to see what the team is going to be announcing and where things are gonna head, which I'm also very, very interesting to see. It's funny, I actually missed this post. I haven't seen this post. I'm gonna have to go back and read Antonio's response to this so I can catch up on it and really have a better understanding to it, and this way I can comment a little bit more on it myself. So maybe Rob wants to tune in and comment a little bit more, but as ambassadors, we unfortunately don't have the information needed to see where things are going to head next.
Well, I think, and I'm not a blockchain expert by any means, but when World Mobile started to build their own test net and their own, they're trying to build their own utility, and what happened is they settled on the Cosmos SDK, and that is, it's kind of a cookie cutter approach. Now you can add your own little modules and you can add your own little tweaks here and there, but the framing, the housing of it wasn't big enough to handle what World Mobile needed. I think initially there is some talk that they might be running like 3 or 4 different Cosmos side chains at the same time, because you can only put like 250 nodes on it at once. And if there's 1,000 Earth nodes, then they wouldn't be able to run them all on the same chain or the same thing. So they'd have to get 4 different ones, link them all together, have a master node, and they're trying to make this work. And unfortunately, with what World Mobile needs, it's so big, and it's so innovative. There's just not this cookie cutter approach that you can make and make, draw the outline for what World Mobile needs and color in the spaces in between. So they tried it. It wasn't working the way they needed it to, and rather than try and modify it and finagle it, and they decided, you know what, let's take a step back. Let's figure out, we know what we need. Now we just need to find the right way to make this work. And unfortunately, it wasn't that Cosmos, which, I mean, a lot of projects are able to do and to use, and it works because however they're building it, it can fit within that box. So with what World Mobile's doing now is they're building out the Aya chain. They're using a lot of knowledge that's already there, but they're not going to be limited by what the specific SDK is forces it to use. So I think that what we're going to be seeing here very soon is going to be something that's going to be a lot bigger. It's going to be a lot more innovative, and it's going to have the ability to do things that need to get done in order for this to work. So we don't get a year, 2 years down the road and be like, okay, how do we fix this problem? There's no room for it. There's no options for this. No, we can build it because we're not restricted by the code or by the platform. So I think that this shift, this pivot here it's absolutely, it's a good thing. And the nice thing is World Mobile, they know what they're doing. They know what they need. They know how to build for it. It's just now they're not going to be limited and have to get super duper creative to make something work that wasn't built for what they need. And as far as the Cardano sidechain, I'm sorry, the Cardano native asset, the native token WMT. I mean, that's where it came from. There will only ever be 2 billion WMT tokens. That's it. Doesn't matter if they move everything and then they make it an Aya base and they create a bridge or some sort of a crossover, or if they move it to a different type of a platform. We hear that we bridged to ETH and to BNB and to Conflux. Just because WMT maybe becomes an ERC20 token, it doesn't mean there's going to be an extra 2 billion or something else going on. There will be that limitation, and which is going to keep it from this ever inflating object, which will give it value. Unlike some tokens that just, I think Doge creates 14 million a day for the rest of eternity. There is a hard cap, just like there's a hard cap on Earth nodes. It doesn't matter if people are running their Earth nodes through the different chains that World Mobile is working with. So I think as this happens, that they know what they're doing. They have the bigger picture in mind, and this is going to fit in the mold that World Mobile needs, not the mold that they're forced to use.
And I just wanted to add something real quick there. So not only that, but Aya, it will be the very first telecommunication layer one focus blockchain, I guess you can say so, that is going to change how people view telecommunications done on blockchain. So that's all I wanted to add there. So that right there in itself will make Aya shine really, really bright.
Thank you both. Some questions that come to mind for me, right? Again, looking from the outside in, and I think 50 kind of touches on this. So let me just bring this up. He states the good news is that the majority of the previous work can be adopted / moved over and used with the new plan. I know that that was some concern that some people had, and that's actually kind of going down the same path that I had, which was number one, will this end up delaying the mainnet launch, right? Which people are already kind of antsy. If they have to pivot now, what happens with that? And again, I'm sure that these are going to be questions that the team have, if not already thought about, they'll be receiving when it comes to their next month's community space, right? When they maybe give us a little more detail surrounding that. Number two, does this mean that existing ENOs that are already set up on Aya as it stands right now with the Cosmos DK have to basically redeploy on the testnet again to kind of get the team an idea as to how things look before they can even move to mainnet? So, of course, again, the team will be giving us more detail. Just right now, this is just coming out just a couple of days ago, if not actually maybe earlier today from Antonio. But I want to go and just read one more snippet here. And then I want to maybe again ask you guys, what your guys' thoughts are surrounding the direction that we might see the team going in. I want to give you guys my input as to what I potentially think could be a good option. So let's see here. This was Antonio following up, and where he states, bringing 1 billion people online is more than just a goal, it's our mission. This requires a blockchain that not only supports thousands of validators and our our Earth nodes, but also offers fast finality to enable our sharing economy and our multi-chain vision. The Earth node network will use the Aya network to increase the value offering to the end user by the way of a plethora of value added services. A couple of things that just stood out to me there were the ability to support thousands of validators, but then offer fast finality. A project that comes to mind, and one that doesn't have a great reputation in Cardano, is actually Meld, right? I know Clover, you're very familiar with Meld. I see Luke is actually here, Meld ambassador here as well. But Meld had some constraints that they saw within Cardano, and they actually ended up pivoting and building their own L1 as an Avalanche subnet, where they were able to get, their own sort of custom nodes. I'm not sure how many they're supporting. I think they right now are aiming to get 105 nodes on their network. I'm not sure if there's an actual cap there, but some of the benefits included fast finality, right? So I'm wondering, will the World Mobile team also be looking at a potential Avalanche subnet? Of course, again, nobody knows, but I'm interested to kind of hear what your guys' thoughts are. And for anybody who's watching, maybe what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section as to what sort of tech stack or what sort of ecosystem we could see the World Mobile team moving towards in the near future. We've got 51 here. Again, just reiterating that this is a multi-chain project. There was another question that came in here. I think I started. Let me see here. This is coming in from Luke. Will it also remain on Cardano? If you're referencing the WMT token, I believe so. Not only is it on Cardano right now, it'll be on BNB, or it is on BNB, and it's also on ETH, and that will remain as such. So there's actually one other piece here. Let's see here, where I believe Antonio does touch on that. So it's highlighted here. Let me actually go ahead and make this a different color, so it's a little bit easier to read. So Antonio states, take the WMT token born on Cardano as a Cardano native asset. Its journey across ecosystems exemplifies her vision. WMT holders can stake their tokens wherever they choose, again, whether that's on Cardano, ETH, or BNB, receiving rewards in that particular ecosystem's WMT version. This distributed stake across all the IO trusted chains, or all the networks that the WMT token is supported on natively, influences Aya's consensus protocol. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of an answer there, Luke. I don't think the token is going anywhere. It should continue to remain as a Cardano native token, but you will see it on other chains as well. But keep in mind that the team is not diluting or inflating the supply when they're moving it across other chains. So that's quite a bit there from me. Maybe any sort of kind of thoughts you're surrounding this piece as we get ready to kind of shut things down.
Yeah, like I said, I need to go back and reread it. But just in general, like World Mobile will be connecting 1 billion people by 2030. So with that in mind, the future is multi-chain, and they need to build something that can withstand all of this data and traffic that's going to be processed on this chain. So whatever tech stack they have chosen, I have no doubt that will eventually scale properly in order to handle all of this traffic. So with me saying the future being multi-chain, and that's also evident with Cardano going with their sidechain approach. I have no doubt that, like I said, the tech stack that has already been picked will be able to handle all of these users ahead. So interested to see how everything's going to evolve in a good, I guess, a good start for anyone that wants to learn what the Aya is all about would be the white paper that's already been posted. And then in there they've talked a lot about this multi-chain approach, the chain follower, um, the fact that you can keep your WMT token wherever you want to, wherever Aya connects to, and I believe that's going to be in most of the top layer ones. It would make sense for Romo to go to that approach, not only for liquidity purposes, but you don't want to, I guess, exclude other people from other chains. Like um, Cardano is amazing, but then there is also other layer ones that can be tapped into, and I don't think World Mobile should be constrained to only one chain, and it should look forward and try to connect, just like as they're trying to connect everyone everywhere, and they're not excluding any country. They shouldn't be excluding any other blockchains, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've mentioned this before and I will continue to mention it. We've seen some of the top projects in this ecosystem begin to branch out. Cornucopias, Book.io, the Genius team, Genius X, and World Mobile as well, right? Again, even Meld. A lot of people give them a lot of FUD because they've kind of taken a step outside the ecosystem. But again, I think that people within Cardano tend to forget that there's massive liquidity outside of the Cardano ecosystem, and that technically it's not something that people want to hear. But Cardano's liquidity compared to other networks is still very, very minuscule, right? We're just finally breaking into the millions of TVL, whereas other chains that are competitors are now in the billions. And of course, they've got things like stable coins and things like that that we're just finally beginning to get here in the Cardano ecosystem. So I do want to just state the facts here. Some people may not like it, but it is what it is. Of course, we all here are in support of Cardano, right? So it's not like we're hating on Cardano, but that's just the state of Cardano right now. And as a project, when you need funding, you need eyeballs, and you need adoption, sometimes you do have to look outwards. So that said here, I believe that we are going to be getting close to wrapping things up. Rob, I do want to give you a chance to speak, number one, on what we just discussed with the potential tech stack and where you think the WMT team might be going. But then number two, to maybe give us your closing thoughts. And then Clover will come back to you to give us your closing thoughts as well.
So just real brief as far as what you guys are talking about. I think that moving outside of a Cardano only ecosystem is very important, as you both have said. And again, it brings more people involved, potentially more liquidity, more activity, but it's going to bring in more people, which is going to bring, say, more interest, more air nodes, more opportunity that way. And I think that being able to do that is going to be huge. The thing that my main focus right here, I'm not super tech guy. I'm not the guy that's writing code and making scripts and doing all these things on the blockchain side of things. My biggest thing that I've been a part of, I don't know why my glasses always just they don't sit right on my head. I'm sorry. But when you zoom in, it's like, oh man, these things are lopsided. my biggest thing that I've been a part of since the beginning has been the community, trying to help people get together. When I first started my Cardano stake pool, I'm just gonna take them off. When I first started my Cardano stake pool, and even before that, when I was a delegator with Cardano only, I jumped on the message on the different groups on Facebook and the different tweet chains and things, and I just went on these. Believe it or not, I went on these rants about how to do things. Hey, here's how you stake. Here's how you earn. Here's how things work, and trying to explain to people just to get people more involved. And that's really followed through with World Mobile. That this is my big thing. It's something that I feel like I can maybe help somebody out with or offer up as a service, whereas other guys are actually doing the technical stuff, doing the physical infrastructure stuff. So for me, watching this, what we have now, we have a great community of people. We have so many passionate people that are believers, people that are wanting to turn over and commit full time to World Mobile if there's ever an opportunity. I mean, I've talked to dozens and dozens of people that said I would quit my job today if there was an opportunity to do something full time with World Mobile. Now, again, everyone has their different areas of expertise, so that might not be possible for everyone to do that right now. But we've all had those thoughts. Man, what if we could do this? And right now, the community that we have, it's a great community, but we are a Cardano centric community because World Mobile, the vision was launched on the blockchain through Cardano. That's everyone that was paying attention because they were in Cardano. And here comes this thing. It's a Cardano native asset. The token is IOG. I think they bought maybe 10. I think it was 10% of World Mobile. They have an ownership of it. Because Mickey and Charles met, and they hit it off, and they believed in a mutual vision for what they're trying to do together, apart and together. And so this came through Cardano. It's a very Cardano centric thing, and that's a great way to get a foothold in something, because we have an incredible community. We have a long suffering community. I always joke, hey, this is going to take time, but that's okay, because we're Cardano. We're used to things taking time to do it right. And so I think we have a good foothold. We have a good establishment. This isn't something where, you hear the complaints. You heard it with Meld, you heard it with others. They came in, they took Cardano's, they got the money, they got the community, and then they bolted. That's not at all what's happening. That's not the vision or the goal. But the goal is World Mobile is its own entity, and we have a great group within Cardano, great community. What I want to see is those people from BNB. I want to see the ETH community come in. I want to see people who are, if they are homers, if they are single coin, purists. I want to see them here, because this is bigger than a token, bigger than a cryptocurrency, bigger than a coin. And so, when we go to these events and we meet in person, everyone says they got their start because they saw it via Cardano. I'm looking forward to meeting people and getting involved with people and having people join the alliance and having people take leadership roles within this community that aren't Cardano centric or aren't Cardano first people, because I think that's where we really are going to start to see the growth, and that's where we're going to really start to see this thing take off. And so, as somebody who is passionate about pushing the community, pushing this connectivity, doing the meetups. I mean, Cal, how many meetups have we organized now in person? Either we've already done or are coming here within the next 12 months. I mean, there's several of them, and we have a lot of things that are in the works right now that we are begging World Mobile to support us on, or to at least give us the green light for. Lots happening. As this happens, it's great to see the same 20, 30, 50 faces every time. I would love to see 100, 500, 1,000 people that want to get together, maybe as at ETH Denver, or some sort of hey, we'll have a sub event at this big event, or we're going to do our own thing. We're going to have our own World Mobile Summit, an international gathering, something and it's not just the 50 Cardano folks that are there. The people that have Earth nodes that have the ability to travel to a different country to go do something. I'm looking forward to when this community grows beyond Cardano, not to exclude Cardano or to walk away from it, but to say, hey, look, we're taking all this on. We are a World Mobile centric chain. We are a World Mobile centric community where people from Cardano, people from ETH, Bitcoin lovers, Doge lovers, whatever the token, whatever got you into crypto. Amen. God bless you. Good job. But let's leave those things to do something that we all believe in. It doesn't mean that you have to. If we've bridged to ETH and we're doing things on ETH now, it doesn't mean that we have to all of a sudden love ETH. All right. I have lost thousands of dollars in gas fees. I hate ETH. Right. As far as the functionality of certain things. But I see the big picture and I see how useful it is. And I see there's many good things about it. And so I don't want to be exclusionary. I don't want to be that person that, we can't talk to them because of this or that. I want to see this thing grow. And I think that World Mobile, they've always had a bigger vision in mind. And we talk about this every single week. Something happens. Yeah, this has been cooking for months and they just announced it. It's like the duck sitting on top of the water with the feet moving like crazy, a lot going on. You don't really see it because the duck's just floating there on top of the water. The analogy of the tip of the iceberg. World Mobile has so many things going on under the surface. And what I want to see is, so they've always had this vision. What I want to see is that vision of connectivity not just come to telecoms and internet throughout the world, but help bring people from different blockchains together to say, hey, doesn't matter where we came from, we believe in World Mobile, and we're going to use our talents and our abilities to help push World Mobile. So as we get there, I think we're going to see a more complete community. We're going to see a more active community. We're going to see a bigger blockchain growth. We're going to see bigger world physical connectivity with air nodes and with other things. We're going to see subscribers come on and say, you know what, I'm an ETH guy, or I'm a BNB guy, or I'm a Bitcoin maxi, but my cell phone company is World Mobile, and I'm scanning for points and I'm earning WMT, which I can use for whatever I want. Buy more crypto, get into something else. I'm earning WMT tokens because I want to be a part of this thing. That's what I'm looking forward to, is people leaving those maximalist perspectives to say, it doesn't matter where I came from, I'm a part of this thing.
Nicely said. And I want to bring up one comment, a lot of really supportive comments there of expansion and growing the community coming. But one of them really stood out to me here. This is coming in from Zimcoin Ada. When we exclude each other, it pushes them to someone else and creates a tribal animosity. I couldn't agree with that more, right? WMT has competitors. It will continue to have competitors. If we don't open up our arms to them now, all it's going to do is feed them into other ecosystems where people will open up their arms to them. In closing, he states, but when we work together, we grow together. Sounds like something Mickey would say. So Zimcoin Ada, thank you there for that awesome comment. We've got some additional comments coming in here from SF Zip. So SF stating, IO should stay on Cardano due to its highly decentralized nature, exceptional uptime, low transaction fee, robust governance model, and supportive community. I believe that there were initial talks about using Cardano. I don't recall what the sort of hiccup was there, but I think that's why the initial move was to utilize Cosmos, right? So I think, SF, that there was talks about staying here and using Cardano infrastructure. I'm not sure where the shortfall is. But you do state a good point. Now, what would be interesting would be maybe when we get the partner chain model out, right? Could this also be run using that, right? So once we get Midnight out, we have a proof of concept out there. People understand the partner chain model and how it works. Could we see a lot of these projects that have kind of branched out on their own coming back in, but then deploying their projects or their protocols on a partner chain? I definitely think so, and that would definitely be a win-win. I think you wanted to say something, Rob, here about this. Did you? I think I feel like I cut you off.
No, I had a thought, and I didn't want to interrupt you as you're flowing. This is talking about these things, and this is just bigger picture. I don't want to say hypothetical, because some of the things have been said. Antonio said some things in the Telegram chat just yesterday, and so I'm not up here saying is, World Mobile is abandoning Cardano. We're taking the community and we're leaving. This is something that's just more big picture vision stuff that I'm kind of piecing things together. They haven't come out and said anything formally or officially about where this is going. We don't know what Aya is going to look like yet. We don't know how it's being built. We don't know what the Earth nodes, how those are going to operate just yet. But we do know that they've bridged to other chains, and we do know that they want Aya to be its own standalone layer 1 network. And so what I see happening, and I could be completely wrong here, right? I don't know if they're going to move the token off of Cardano as the native token as far as the bulk of it or the base of it, or how that would work. I see Aya being its own thing. I think Aya is going to have its own coin. I think that World Mobile, it might be based in Aya, and then as its parent thing, and then it bridges to all the chains. And so it's an ERC20, it's a Cardano native token, but it all bridges back to Aya, and all those assets stay within Aya. I mean, that could be a possibility. We don't know. They haven't announced anything, and this is all speculation. But I think the bigger picture is we need to be able to say that we are a World Mobile chain. We are a World Mobile community, not we are Cardano community or Cardano adjacent, or we don't like Solana, we don't like ETH. Those people are, we don't want them. I think, again, my goal is to sit up here in one of these spaces and have have a guest co-host or another co-host that is somebody that came straight out of the ETH community and has nothing to do with Cardano. I would love that, because at that point, now we're starting to say this is a World Mobile group. This is a World Mobile unit. And that means no disrespect to any of us, because we all operate Cardano stake pools. That's how we found out about this, is through there. I just want to see the growth. I want to see World Mobile take over. I mentioned that with Rare Evo, we're bringing an army. We're bringing an army of the Cardano the World Mobile community to Rare Evo. And I would love it if that army consisted of folks that are, the massive group of people that comes over to Rare Evo is not just Cardano folks, just because that says, hey, we're growing. One thing I do want to point out as a final closing for me, and I apologize for going so long here, especially when we're supposed to be, a short show, and Rob's dragging it on again. We talked about Rare Evo. We talked about getting that free booth. We're gonna have a great community showing up at Rare Evo. I just want people to keep their calendars open. I don't have confirmation yet. I don't have dates yet. But 2 weeks ago on this space, Mickey said that he was going to be in Reno, Nevada in mid March, and he wanted to do a meetup. Cal and I had been working on something for a while about something with air nodes and training and different opportunities in Reno. And so Cal and I, we were working on this project. We were talking about it quite a bit. After Mickey said that he was going to be in Reno and wanted to do a meetup in Reno, we fired off a plan for basically an air node immersion course, something that we can do, just an overview of how the air nodes work. Fired it off 2 weeks ago. The World Mobile team loved it. In fact, Mickey read it over on Sunday, and then on Monday he got up with Antonio for that AMA that they did on I think it was Antonio, but they did the AMA 2 days after Mickey was on our live stream. And Mickey mentioned, hey, we're going to do a tour, an overview of air nodes, and then maybe have drinks in the evening, right? That was completely off the cuff because he loved the plan. And so basically right now we're waiting on dates, but what we want to do is we want to make sure that people are ready. The moment that we get confirmation on dates for Mickey's flights and everything, we're going to announce, and it's going to be less than 2 week turnaround. So people need to get ready, but kind of an impromptu last minute meetup in Reno, Nevada, that's going to include something about a tour or an overview of air nodes, how things work, kind of familiarization for things for people that want to be involved with installing or owning air nodes. And then there's going to be a World Mobile community hangout in the evening, just a place for us all to get together and spend some time together. So as soon as we have those dates, as soon as we get that confirmation, it's going to get announced on Cal and my personal X accounts, on the EarthNode Alliance account. We're going to blast it everywhere that we can because we want people to be there. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton to go off of right now, and it is going to be a kind of a last minute turnaround. So if we can make this happen and we can get some people together here in the next couple of weeks, that'd be amazing because Mickey will be in the country. So again, trying to make things happen, trying to find ways to get people together. We're going to have this, and if you can't make it, there's going to be other things that we're trying to get going in Reno. But there's also going to be Rare Evo in Las Vegas in August. So plenty happening here in the U.S. And then we're hopefully able to take this beyond the U.S. and do different things in different countries here with the amazing EarthNode operators and the World Mobile community that are here throughout the world.
Nicely said. And to also add to that, we've also got the upcoming summit in Dubai. So I know the team was there last year. For anybody who's going to be attending, I would assume, again, that the World Mobile team, or at least a couple of members, will be in attendance there. Interesting enough, we've got 51 saying that he might also be in Reno next week. So 51, if you guys are able to sync up, that would be really cool. And then coincidentally, I know Clover's not too far from that area, so he might be syncing up there with 51. All right. We will be going ahead and just kind of closing things down here. If there are any last minute questions you guys want us to go ahead and take, please leave them down below. I want to just end here on an extremely positive note here. Even with the team pivoting, you guys make sure to acknowledge and remember all of the hard work that the team has put in here, right? So there was a post coming in here from Antonio again, breaking down all of their recent achievements, right? So again, for the sake of time and just for brevity, I'm not going to be able to highlight all this, right? But this breaks down onboarding of people, the token generation event, which was completed all the way back in 2021, the launch of the first Cosmos-based testnet, the publishing of the IA white paper, the, let's see here, the ITN, which was on the brink of release, the strategic pivot, just everything that the team has gone through all the way since August of 2021. And then if you guys actually want to find out exactly where the team is today, please jump over into the Trello. You can keep in touch here. And the team is actually moving these tickets in real time. So if you want to stay on top of everything, if you're just maybe catching up with WMT and you want to know exactly what is the team working on, they've gone ahead and made this as transparent and as publicly available as they can. Last but not least, we've got this little tease that came in here, right? Clover's talking about 2,000 kilograms. That's like what, four almost 5,000 pounds being carried here on this little like dolly. And I think the community has some pretty good ideas as to what's in there, right? We just had the first sale of Titans, right, as a part of Operation Airnode. And it seems like Reno is about to just get started. So that said, Rob and Clover, turning it over to you guys for closing thoughts with everything World Mobile. Again, thank you both here for joining me, making my job a lot easier when it comes to hosting and doing this bi-weekly for the viewers. If you guys are not aware, we do this every other Saturday. So we're not going to be streaming this following Saturday, but the next. But in the meantime, if you do have to get your WMT fixed, please make sure to follow the EarthNode Alliance run by Clover and by Rob, in which they break down everything on X every other week that we're not streaming. So closing thoughts, Rob or Clover, which one of you want to go first?
I kind of blurred my thoughts on some things together with my closing thought, which is the whole community talk. So I'm good. If you want me to ramble on about something, just give me a topic and to say close your eyes and talk, Rob. But no, I want to just thank everyone for being here, being a part of this community. We're better when we're all together, and that's why, doing things in person. It's easy to see something, somebody post a tweet or a post on X, message board, Telegram, and it gets read the wrong way, or something gets triggers somebody one way or another, and it might not be what somebody means, but it's a flippant thing, or it's easy to misinterpret things, and it's easy to say things without thinking what you're saying, and that's why I think doing things in person, doing things where you can actually see each other's face to face. I love the X Spaces, but this has become my favorite thing, is because we get to see each other, we get to talk to each other, and we've had amazing guests. We've had Mickey, we've had Emmanuel, we've had Rick, we've had Paul. So many great people have come on here, and it makes it feel more real. Fareed, I haven't seen you since we were in Las Vegas. Cal, I haven't seen you since Vegas, but I feel like I get to see you guys several times a month. And it builds that bond. And so I think doing things in person And that's why we want to do Reno. That's why we want to do Vegas. That's why we want to do an international gathering, an international summit. I think these local meetups people are talking about doing in Germany and Perth, Australia. These are the things that are going to make this community stronger. And so that's why we push for it so hard. That's why we want to do things in person or face to face as much as possible. Because it motivates me to want to do more. It motivates me to want to be a part of this and build things together with people that I care about, people that I believe in. And so, Freed, the fact that you're hosting this thing, the most amazing, the number one influencer on Cardano,
Thank you.
it's if you aren't subscribed to Freed, please do it. It benefits him, it benefits his life, it benefits his range and his reach. Like this video, go watch all the videos, like them. It's going to help him out tremendously. He deserves it. Freed, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Cal, love talking to you every week, several times a week on the phone, text messages. We almost don't go a day without chatting. So love it. I love building things with you guys, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. So thank you so much.
We're thankful for you just as much, Rob. You're always doing an amazing job closing here. Is it Reverend Rob or is it Preacher Rob? Which one do you prefer?
Well, for now it's still Red Rob, but I'm getting a little thinner up there. Whatever you guys want, just don't call me dummy. Unless I deserve it.
No, you got it. Seriously, thank you for all that you do and your commitment to World Mobile. Again, your passion shows with every stream in every session that we have here. Clover Notes, over to you, man. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, thanks for everyone. I appreciate you guys putting these together, man. Like, these are so important. I think just it gives me an avenue to talk about World Mobile. I mean, I talk to my wife every single day about World Mobile, so it alleviates some of her stress of hearing about World Mobile every single day, and I can come on here and just talk about what I love passionately. But yeah, there's gonna be so many things coming with World Mobile. I'm excited that we won that booth. It really pumped me up yesterday when we got the announcement, just because I remember how many people showed up to this event last year, and I know that the Earth Node Alliance was started from these events, and it's super important to me when we gather together and we get to like share our ideas. Last year we had a private meeting of all Earth Node operators. That was very, very successful. We got to learn a lot of different things in that meeting that weren't shared publicly. So I found that very valuable. And like Rob says, we have a lot of different things planned. We're going to have some merch. We're going to have some things to give away on the booth. So it's going to be very fun. And I hope everyone can make it out there. I know that people are going to be flying out from Europe for this. I know people are going to be flying from South America for this. So it's going to be a fun event. And like everyone says, I want you to think a little bit bigger. Our blockchain space is just so small, speaking, of infrastructure and different things like that. Like, everything is so small. Like, our blockchain space, Cardano, like even Ethereum, it's just so tiny in comparison to what we're trying to accomplish here. Like, World Mobile is shooting for connecting 1 billion people by 2030. Like, we need a reliable infrastructure. We need a reliable blockchain. We need this to be multi-chain. We need to connect to every single chain in order to, make this happen. I mean, I saw a comment from Manny from the Web3 Cat, like, we got to be connectivity maxis here. If we want to truly connect everyone around the world. So that's the most important thing to me as well. And us, looking forward to a lot of different things. Looking forward to the iOS app. I'm looking forward to the mysterious aerostat that's everyone teasing about. I'm looking forward to that. Like, these are the type of things I want this community to be focusing on in general. Just the amount of growth that's going to come out from World Mobile this year, it's going to be insane. And the amount of growth that is happening in Reno right now, it's also very, very big. That's why I kind of want to go there and like see it with my own eyes. And I did purchase an Air Notes. I do want to meet my host as well personally. I've been talking with him privately, and it's amazing that we got to connect right off the bat, and it's cool because he's part of the whole Cardano community as well. So just having someone that's able to host this infrastructure, like-minded, from the community, it makes this very, very special. And I think my internet connection is being weird because um, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but
Yep, we
yeah,
got you.
yeah, I need to fix this camera. But yeah, just I'm gonna leave you guys with this just thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up every weekend. And let's stay connected.
Nicely
That's
said.
it.
Nicely said. Yeah, just wanted to just maybe touch on one of the things that you mentioned, right? The private meetings, even at these events, we work hard, but we also play hard, right? So this was just one of the screenshots or one of the photos from the actual sort of private chat, right, where we were talking to Mickey, talking to James Tag, and literally it was a free for all, right? No questions held back. People asking tough questions, Mickey taking the time to answer, right? And this was outside of like these scheduled events that everybody had already attended for the prior 8 hours. So again, really showing the commitment. But not only did we play hard, following that, we were also able to enjoy each other and hang out, have some drinks, and again, just kind of meet each other and really hang out. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to compare this year compared to last year. The bar has definitely been set, but as always, it's always a pleasure to have you guys on here. So I wanted to end on that note here. Got some really positive support coming in here from Quavon WMT holder, stating, "You guys make the name of World Mobile even greater by doing these live sessions. Keep it up. We definitely will. We appreciate you tuning in here." Let's see here. Kristen asking, "Can anyone recommend a good video on YouTube about the World Mobile app?" I'm not sure if there's any official video on the World Mobile channel. Did you want to say something there, Cal?
I think we have Nova, who's also Earth Node operator. They do pretty good step by step. So maybe check their YouTube channel for one of those apps. I'm not sure if they have done one yet, but I know they've for sure have done definitely quite a few instructional videos on World Mobile. So check them out.
Yep. And I actually did one. It was about maybe 5 or 6 months ago now. This was when it was first released on Android. So check out my playlist. I've got a fully dedicated World Mobile playlist with I think over like 30 or 40 videos there. So one of them should be a review of the mobile application. But again, keep in mind that beta has changed a lot since 6 months ago. So the best thing to do, I would recommend, Kristen, if you have an Android phone or you know somebody that has an Android phone, see if you can borrow it, download the app. A very simple experience. You can create your own wallet. You have your DID. You can jump in there, play around with Scan for Points, etc. We've got Doug Nasty. I thought you were heading out, man. You're still lurking here watching the stream. Thank you for sticking around. Bro, you two make me want to YOLO into WMT. All jokes aside, refreshing to hear two passionate people supporting such a great project. Gone for real this time. Okay, so he is going to be leaving this time. Again, really, really appreciative of everybody tuning in here. We've got Kristen, who's just followed Nova Pool. And again, this is what this is all about, right? Growing the community, helping people to connect each other, and obviously we'll help them to connect the unconnected. So, ladies and gentlemen, this will do it here for today's stream. If you guys enjoyed this, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this breaking down World Mobile, please consider subscribing. Make sure to also follow Rob and Clover on X. And last but not least, if you have any questions for us, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. That said, and as always, we'll catch you all in the next stream. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.